Kia ora, and welcome to Recycling Week's Rethink sessions. Quick bite sessions for identifying opportunities to waste less. As is a podcast style, feel free to just listen in, or you can watch the conversations unfold. I'm Inga, the Sustainability Manager here at Reclaim, the creators behind New Zealand's Recycling Week, the largest nationwide campaign helping individuals and organisations just like yourselves take meaningful steps toward reducing waste. It's Rinse and Clean Thursday, and today we are joined by Matthew Luxon, one of the founders of Localised. So today we're joined by Matthew Luxon. Matthew, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come chat with us about minimising waste. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, kia ora. So I'm Matthew. I live up in Matakana on a small permaculture farm, and I've been involved in waste or zero waste since 2008, when my wife and I tried to live for a year without any rubbish. And then ultimately that led us to working with the Zero Waste Network, and more recently with Localised, which is the commercial arm of the network, establishing community recycling centres throughout Aotearoa. And the last 7 years, we've set up 8 new sites that are community owned and operated throughout the Motu.
Very cool. It's an honour to have you on our all-new Rethink podcast.
Yeah.
To start us off then, so obviously you've got the background. Can you tell us about a moment or experience that really changed the way you think about waste or sustainability in your own life?
Yeah, absolutely. I was completely oblivious to the issues of waste until I was about 32. So until then, it was fantastic. Yeah, you could just sort of go and consume whatever you want and go to the supermarket guilt-free and everything like that. But around 32, I guess I took the red pill or the blue pill, one or the other, and there's no going back. The impetus for that was watching Inconvenient Truth, which came out around about that time, or 2007, something like that. Really been quite struck by this whole issue of climate change. And then the other thing was that we were living in Toronto, Canada, actually working with refugees and migrants, and Toronto had this issue of what to do with their waste. They were, a big city and trying to decide how to handle it. At the same time as we had refugees and migrants that had left countries where there were sort of civil war over minerals and resources. And so it sort of struck me that actually that waste might well be a social justice issue. If we're taking stuff from one country and transporting it all around the globe to manufacture goods, and then we only use those goods for 6 months, I think it's 80% of the stuff, that we throw away. Yeah, that seems like a social justice issue to me. So that's really what got me into waste and recycling. Yeah, there's been no going back. It's a wonderful, it's equal parts absolutely depressing and despairing being involved in this sector, as well as just amazing. You get to work with politically, environmentally, socially, economically. So you get to play in all these areas with wonderful people. So I'm very pleased that I've been able to be involved in the sector since then.
Yeah, and getting to see other people in that space definitely, creates that sense of hope. So, it's not all doom and gloom. And again,
no, that's
great.
Right.
That's like what we're trying to do with Recycling Week, is try to get more and more people doing just one thing differently. Then that's a win. So
well, that's right.
The more people we get doing something.
Yeah, if you pull out too far, it can get a bit overwhelming. When you start thinking global. So maybe it's just think maybe don't think global.
In your daily habits or something.
Yeah, think local and act local might be the way to look after your mental health, as well as just try and make a change. And great things happening. There's so much innovation going on in the sector. But there's no one silver bullet. There's it's a complex problem, complex solutions, but a big part of that is behaviour change, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at our daily habits, and
indeed,
we can all get a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, as someone then with a public platform, how do you think celebrities or public figures can play a role in shifting attitudes about waste or creating that behaviour change?
I mean, it's really tricky, eh? Like, on the one hand, I remember when we did our rubbish-free year, I sort of felt a bit guilty at the end of that for making people feel, people have got so much going on in their lives. And the next thing I come along and say, you should be, doing this and this and this, and you're a terrible person if you don't rinse out your can and recycle it properly. And so part of me is like, it's a bit awkward when people are under so much pressure and so much marketing to consume goods. On the other hand, there's so much power. There's so much power in the individual actions, and our systems change when people's behaviour changes. So I think one of the things I'd love to see is for recycling and reuse and everything to be normalized. So imagine if there was a scene in Shortland Street as just part of the story arc. They happen to be sorting their going, oh, here's the food waste into the compost, and then while they then talk about someone slept with someone, and there's some big drama, and or or no, we don't put that in, we don't put styrofoam into the curbside recycling or something. I think that would be kind of cool just to normalize the behavior. I think, I don't think it's on TV now, but, the shows like The Block, when they're renovating, those renovation shows, and there's just one big skip bin. I think that's a missed opportunity, to go, actually, we don't have to just throw this kitchen away. We could take it out carefully and someone will make use of this kitchen somewhere else. So, yeah, I guess that's the stuff I'd love to see. I think the one that's probably the hardest to make cool or sexy is getting people to do submissions, on waste-related acts and legislation politically. If we could somehow make that cool, that would be useful as well.
We'll have a think on this side. How can we glamorize?
How to make it cool to do submissions, It's a uphill battle, but, you might pull it off.
We'll put our heads together. But, I love the idea of Shortland Street just sorting through their waste and being like, anyway, so, that patient, well, no, the can doesn't go there.
And I think there's some good research behind that, that Nikki Hare, who's the Dean of Psychology at Auckland University, she talks about this, the power of normalizing things. So if you ride your bike to work, for example, if you leave your helmet on your desk so that people see that and they go, oh, okay, normal, reasonable, onto it, cool people ride bikes, it's quite powerful versus having to always 100%. Sort of preach a message. Yeah. If anyone knows anyone in the TV industry or the writers at Shortland Street, get in there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. Next year for our next weekend.
That's right.
No, I agree. Yeah. Normalizing and making, again, building those habits. If it's out of the ordinary, people be like, why are you doing that? Rather than, oh yeah, of course we do that here,
Yeah, that's right.
No, I like that. I agree as well. That would be great to see more of that. Yeah, and we'll look at how to glamorize submissions.
That's it, glamorize.
Well, that probably answers kind of my next question, which was, so if you had the power to change just one waste-related system or thing in New Zealand overnight, what would it be? I suppose that normalizing.
Well, yes, actually, but actually, I mean, this isn't. Yeah, I mean, the big thing, for me is container deposit legislation. So if there was one thing I'd do, it would be bring in a container deposit scheme. So that's the old return your containers, get 10, 20 cents back system, right? And so many people had that when they grew up. I remember taking our bottles to the sport factory in Penrose and getting them refilled. It's an old system, but it's one that it's so popular. Some research has just been done. 80% of National Party voters want it. Unsurprisingly, 86% of Green Party voters want it. 80% of Labour voters. It's very popular with the public, popular with the political parties. It should be, and it just needs to happen. And it sounds like a small thing, but it's like, well, if we can't take care of that and just look after our bottles and containers, then we know it works in other countries. I think if we can bring in a system like that, that's maybe just makes it easy for people. They can take the bottles to retail, but they can also bring them to their recycling centres and there's great examples of schemes that would work for us here in Aotearoa. So if I could click my fingers, and after 20 odd years of campaigning for it, and you've got all these people who want it, just make it happen.
Exactly. It's just kind of makes sense at this point. And it's not just, I suppose, giving people a sense of responsibility, which is also good. It's not it's on you. It's you can be part of the change, and also I think fosters that community. The sense of community.
Yep. And we've seen it work. We've seen manufacturers get on board with it. We've seen, local government, we've seen the public get on board and recyclers and the whole ecosystem. So we can get a bit caught up in the details of how that works. And so it's good to see the government is bringing, changing legislation to make it easier to bring that in, hopefully next term. But maybe if we get every political party pledging to bring it in, then some power, that would be wonderful.
Your people all want it.
Yeah, the people all want it.
Make it one of the...
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So why not just make it a campaign pitch?
Exactly. You'll get all the others on your side as well that were maybe... Just make sense.
Stoked. Yeah, they'll be wrapped. Yeah. Yeah, easy ones.
On to the next question then. We've got, looking back at your own habits, what's been the most surprising thing you've learned about waste recycling that shifted your perspective?
I guess the biggest thing for me was when I learned about the waste hierarchy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something I really had, like I say, I hadn't engaged with it until I was, well, anything waste related till I was about 32. But even then, it was quite a while before I really started understanding or becoming familiar with the waste hierarchy. And there's various versions of the waste hierarchy, right? Like as to whoever's printing it at the time. But generally speaking, the further up the pyramid you go, the better. So you further get up to reuse. The recycling's better than rubbish, obviously. Reuse is better than recycling. But if you can avoid the stuff in the first place, that's even better again. So I think that was probably the biggest surprising thing for me. Like back when I was learning stuff of going, I just thought recycling was the gold standard, and it's certainly a great thing to do for sure. But just realize actually, there's some other steps above that as well. So we should recycle what we can't avoid, but if we can, there's still a lot of energy involved in recycling, obviously. So, and we're fortunate. We've got great recycling systems here in Aotearoa, and we can have confidence in them. But either way, let's not overload them. And treat that
again,
as
if you can reuse or repair, why wouldn't you? Save not just the planet, saves you money, saves time.
Yeah.
Saves our resources, etc.
Yeah, I found that a really helpful tool to sort of think about things. And I mean, look, it's hard. You go to the supermarket and you're hungry and you reach for the Tim Tams or the potato chips. Whatever, and so to go, well, there's kind of solutions for that stuff. Yeah. But it's better if you can go home and bake something. Make some popcorn.
Convenience, I think, has been a big driver probably in waste creation.
That's right. And there's, obviously a certain amount of food. So we're wanting to keep food for as long as possible. But
we don't need more food waste.
We don't need more food waste. Just sort of stopping a bit and going, is there another way I can do this? And, so this network of now that is starting to emerge, through, I think there's now 40 community-led resource recovery centres or zero waste hubs or whatever they're called in your community. I sort of treat them like they're Mitre 11. Sort of I go there first. And then if I can find, the thing I'm after, the hinges or the bit of timber or whatever I'm needing, great. If I can't, then I'll roll on through to Mitre 10 after that. But I sort of try to go to Mitre 11 first. get what I can get. So I guess it's that mentality, right?
Yeah. Looking at kind of what you can do, just slightly differently even to have an impact. Yeah. Again, that behaviour change, and a hint for all of our listeners. Talking about the waste hierarchy now. That's going to be one of the quiz questions.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So, I guess for me, I feel like there's these two big levers that we get to change if we're not happy about the way things are. One is behaviour change and trying to make it as easy as possible for people and encourage them to do what they can do. And the other one is legislation, getting the legislation. So I think those two big levers are pretty powerful.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can get them to work together.
Indeed.
Then we're on the definite track.
That's right.
To positive change.
Yeah.
So during Recycling Week, we encourage people to identify opportunities to minimise waste and then make a pledge to do something different going forward. So that behaviour change piece. What would be your Recycling Week pledge?
It's like a confession, like at this point, because you sort of have to confess to my bad habit.
Well, and the idea of these is make them personal. None of us are perfect. We all get our
absolutely. And so my Achilles heel is potato chips, and so
they're just so good.
They're so good, so salty, and so great,
not easily made at home.
No. So I guess my pledge will be to avoid potato chips and try and create a new habit of making popcorn at home instead, because I can get the
popcorn. Higher in antioxidants.
Yeah, that's right. And I can get the popcorn from thinning. I can put up my own containers, so there's no packaging. Make it at home. It's probably going to end up with being healthier for me.
Yeah.
And then, and like I said before, you've got soft plastics options, but let's not overwhelm them, and I can avoid that. So I think that's going to be my pledge for Recycling Week.
Awesome. Make popcorn. I think somehow a refillery station of potato chips, I think that would be a hit, because we've got a bunch of people here as well that love the potato chips, and they know soft plastics aren't ideal, but
true.
The crunks potato chips.
Yeah, I wonder how that would work. Yeah, that'd be cool. It'd be great if you
Yeah,
put
they'd have to
them
like
in
seal it
potato chips. Yeah.
somehow for freshness, make sure all the customers always seal it afterwards.
Could be the next problem to solve.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Okay, so that's all my questions. Now we've got a little activity. So I've sent that through to you called Bin It to Win It.
Mhm.
I'm going to name a few random recycling materials, and you're going to tell me which bin or waste service stream they go into. And I'm pretty sure you'll get these. You'll get these pretty easily.
Well, let's see. It's going to be embarrassing if I don't. Yeah.
Well, we'll edit out the. No.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the disasters. Yeah.
So, our first item in our Bin It to Win It game, we've got a light bulb. Which waste stream should that go into?
Yeah, well, I guess you'd have to bin it unless you went to your recycling centre, and you might be able. A lot of our recycling centres take light bulbs, and they it's through Interpost and can get them recycled there. But in terms of if you're at home, if you're only looking at recycling, curbside recycling or the bin, I'd imagine bin it.
Yeah, awesome. Our next item, we've got a compostable coffee cup. Certified compostable, I should say.
Yeah, trick question, eh? My understanding is that still has to be binned and not put in with the food waste. I certainly know, and I'm saying it a bit cautiously, but I know up our way we don't take any compostable packaging into our composting process because of all the issues. We're not 100% sure it is actually compostable, and a lot of stuff to still find out. So yeah, we tend to send them to landfill.
I mean, yeah, depending also where you are in the country, some like down in Wellington, Christchurch, can't accept any compostables into their food waste as far as I'm aware. And yeah, and then it depends on if it's curbside, obviously not. Otherwise, depends on who your recycling or composter is.
It's hard, eh? This is where it gets tough for people. And yeah, we used to recycle, we used to compostable cups and things, but we found that we couldn't guarantee that they actually were compostable because of the standards and and PFAS and all sorts of issues. So yeah, at our recycling centres we're having to ditch them now, but it'll change.
That is the tricky thing. So we accept compostable coffee cups here, but we work with a composter that can accept them, and they have to be certified compostable, obviously. And that's where things get kind of grey. People like they need to obviously be Australian, New Zealand standards. So,
yeah, right. Good. Oh, that's
and
good.
finding that on all the cups is always, some people don't include the standard.
No.
So
take them to reclaim.
Like you say, it's a tricky. Yeah, but the famous thing here at Reclaim anyway is it depends.
That's right.
My favourite term. Have dreams about it. No.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So one that you'll be familiar with, chip packet. Where should that go?
Well, yeah, again, not in the curbside recycling. That's it would be into the bin. Otherwise, store them up, and when you go to the supermarket, drop them off. I know our Pack and Save takes them, and I think a lot of New Worlds or your recycling centres.
Yeah, I've got two more. So a broken jandal.
Bin it.
Bin it.
Or maybe try and repair it. I've tried to repair some jandals in the past because it always breaks through that toe bit, eh? And
you haven't used the bread tag, have you?
Yeah, tried the bread tag.
And,
it sort of gets you out of, it's not a long thing.
Temporarily,
so, yeah. So I've tried all sorts, but I haven't been able to, I'm not skilled enough to pull it off, but maybe someone else is, but yeah, otherwise been it, unfortunately. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe there's a repair cafe or something for jandals.
Yeah, that's right.
Summer's coming. Now's the season.
Indeed, yeah.
And then my last one is a single-use used diaper.
Oh, definitely done that. No one needs to see that.
Nobody wants to touch that.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing, we need to remember that there's real people that are sorting our recycling. Because, do you want your brother or your sister or your mum or your dad or your daughter or your son, dealing with that
or
stuff.
Yourself.
Or yourself. You just don't. So yeah, I think no, that nastiness needs to. But
even unused, that's a bin it.
Yeah.
They're not
maybe think about reusable nappies.
Yes.
It's an option.
Great stuff.
But yeah, no, I get that people need to use them, and but let's send that to the tip.
The things we've come across in some of our waste audits. And although that's at least in the waste, it's not in the recycling, although recycling audits still some people as a recycling organisation, you find some interesting things.
Indeed.
We learn a lot about what people think are recyclable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, that's right. There's all sorts of craziness. That wish cycling thing is such a big issue, and people want to think that stuff's recyclable. That's just, if you quantify that across millions of people. No.
Yeah, that leads, definitely.
Yeah.
A bit of contamination here and there, so.
So how did I do? Did I get 5 out of 5, or what are you calling that?
You got, I'll say 5 out of 5. Because the compostable cups one is, again, it's a dependent thing. And again, across the country, it's mostly a binner. Yeah. So 5 out of 5.
Hey.
Excellent.
Nice.
You can stay.
Wonderful. Thank goodness for that. Yeah.
I'll let you go now. Thank you so much again for giving me your time and agreeing to be on our trialling or / new Rethink sessions for Recycling Week.
Great.
I hope everybody's learned something from you and / me maybe, but mostly from you.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me, and all the best for the week and everyone's pledges. Hope it goes well.
Yes. Yep. We'll get those pledges and we'll get some people in here getting on board with these. You guys are giving us great ideas.
Nice. Wonderful. Brilliant. Thank you.
Awesome. Cheers.